I have a serious question. When are we going to get rid of, when are we going to get tired of being the butt of everyone's jokes when it comes to racial politics? I'm just, that's the main question I want to ask here. Because it seems to me that when it comes to the black community, and I'm not particularly talking about, black immigrants. I'm talking about foundation black Americans as a group, since we're still the biggest group at the end of the day out of what so-called black people are in this country. And some immigrants that are sprinkled in here. I mean, when do we get tired of being a joke? I mean, really. I mean, the stuff that I'm seeing on the media, on the news, I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, nobody really takes us seriously. And why would they, when you look at what we've been doing? We are we are the most predictable voting bloc in this country. We vote Democrat 85 to 92% of the time. We've been doing that for the last 6 decades. And Democrats been getting that vote for free, so why would they change anything now? Why would they? Everybody talks past us politically. I watched a few different shows. A couple of guys were on the show talking about, and these were two Jewish guys talking about how, they don't think that the Jewish people, a lot of Jewish folks are going to flip that didn't really like Trump before. They're going to go vote for Biden. They're going to vote for Trump because of all the stuff they think is going on. But, oh yeah, the black community are voting at 60%, but they've lowered a lot from the 85, 92%. Which, hell, it should be lower than that, reality. Way lower. All right? Look, they just talk past us. It's like it's a joke. They'll do a little statistics, but they won't really critique us in a way I don't know why they keep doing this. None of that conversation comes up. But at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, these people, they do what they do. We'll factor this in, and then we'll do what we do. That's it. Instead of us actually being a real factor, meaning that we're actually going to have a strategy that's going to go beyond just voting for Democrats and getting nothing. They haven't seen that in 6 decades. Why would they believe anything would be different now as a whole? There's no reason to believe that. But guess what? Things do happen. When are we going to get away from the defeatist mentality that, as far as I'm concerned, now some people may disagree with this, that was initiated by the boomers. And no, they don't want you to do better than them because that further exposes their fuck ups. Let's just be real. A lot of these boomers are adversarial to their own kids. They see them as competition, don't really want to help them. And then when you want to talk about doing something different or actually doing something out of the ordinary and disrupting the system, they want to chastise you for that, or they want to tell you, oh, y'all go do nothing. Or what you'll hear them when they talk about people is all they do is talk, don't see no action. Meantime, they're talking about themselves because none of them do anything either. Ain't done nothing in all these years. That's why their kids are in the position they're in now, where they don't have any political power. Most of them don't, and they didn't leave them anything. So really, why would you listen to a group of people that does that when other groups that are successful do the opposite? They actually promote their kids and they actually set them up. And these Negroes want to tell folks, just do what you can, and then they'll keep on getting a pound of head from master for their little job, and they can be comfortable when they die, and hell with you, you figure it out. That's the attitude, right? And when are we going to realize that we should be voting for ourselves and not the community, black men? Okay, we are part of these so-called communities, so why is it that when everybody else, and black women in particular, they vote for what they want to vote for, but we have to vote for what they want to vote for? Come on, y'all. What have we gotten from this government in reality? Black men in particular. Okay, we get blamed for this patriarchy. We have nothing to do with in this country. And then on top of it, we got the highest illiteracy rate in this country. We got the highest unemployment rate, highest mortality rate, highest unemployment rate between ages 18 and 24. But yet, you know what we're going to do? We're going to still vote a certain way because the women want us to. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm talking to you, some of you Negroes, because you are some of the biggest single mother raised simps on the planet. Or even if some of you had fathers, your fathers had no backbone, which was no difference really than not having them there. And you just keep on feeling like you got to vote with the women because that's voting the community. No, you need to vote your interest as a black man. Everybody else gets to do it, even black women, except you. You're ashamed, and everybody wants you to stay in line with what they think they can get benefits from. They don't care about you. Let's just be real. You saw Queens and Cocktails with Ice Cube when he's had that bill And they said there was nothing in there when he asked them, well, there's nothing for black women. And he said, aren't black women part of the black community? They're like, no, 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 no. We got to have separate stuff. So that right there lets you know they are not with you. And then Lisa Ray tried to come later on and clean that up. They ain't no cleaning that up. They said the quiet part out loud, if the cat's out of the bag, you can't put it back. That's it. But I mean, it's not like they're saying nothing that we haven't already known. But why would you know that and then still vote against your own interests? It's like, well, that's why I still just supported them Negroes down there in Georgia. The fact that they still voted for Stacey Abrams, and although she lost at 85%, that means they're still being programmed, they're still on a plantation. They're still taking the shaming tactics. They're still letting somebody virtue signal them into doing something that is not going to benefit us at all. Guys, get a backbone, get over it. Who cares what they say about you? Do what's in your best interest. If you do that, you may have a chance to repair your community, because then you're actually putting yourself first and putting yourself in a potential leadership position by leading with your vote or not voting, right? I mean, come on. We have disruptive power here that if we do certain things, we have the ability to disrupt certain things. If we vote a certain way and we think strategically, play chess, not checkers, guess what? That can happen. But we got to stop thinking the overnight mentality, the instant gratification mentality, too, to get out of that nonsense. Because we should have been working on this for a long time. It doesn't matter. Start today and vote your interests, vote strategically. In 2016, I wrote a piece talking about how, personally, I think that if black folks would have voted for Jill Stein, that could have benefited. Whether she won or lost, although I think she could win, that wasn't the point. The point was the Green Party in this country, I know a lot of people realize that if your party gets a certain percentage vote, I think anywhere between 2 and 5%, I think if you get 5%, your party will be given by the government $20 million for your next presidential election. Which means that, guess what? Being that we are considered to be, quote unquote, 15% of the population in this country, right? That means we could easily, by ourselves, with no other help from another group, come out with 5% of that vote. Meaning that government would have given them some money, and that would have been attributed to our voting for them. That would have been basically our votes for them that got, it wouldn't matter who we vote for outside that. That would have been a way to help to build political power with a party to, if worse comes to worse, force the Democrats' hand to maybe consider actually do something for us. But we got to also hold our feet to the fire to do it, not say, well, we'll try. No, you need to do this or you're not getting our vote. Because that's what everybody else does but us. Right? So that's the bottom line. And here's the thing, the Democrats are letting, like they're trying about, well, Trump don't want the immigration problem to get fixed because he wants to run out of that. That's bullshit. Even if that's true, here's the reality. They don't want to do that. That's why they want to give over half that money to Ukraine. That's not a real immigration bill. Okay? It's not. Why are you going to have something called immigration bill, an omnibus bill? See, the thing is, the omnibus part is the pork and the bullshit. It's meaning that they have their little deals going on with what they really want, and they will hide it behind a different bill. Same one with that John Lewis bill, where they wanted to claim they're trying to help to save black people's ability to vote. Really, that was about was trying to get other groups to be able to get votes so they could basically wash us out and get us to buy into it. Okay? The bottom line is that way they can bypass the black community with that, because they can get these immigrants to vote or get illegal votes and then not even, bother. This is another way, basically, ultimately, because the Democrats want to stay in power. So at what point here do we actually smarten up people? And think strategically and vote strategically. And if you can't hold your nose and vote for Donald Trump, then don't vote for what you know that we've been voting for how long. We see this guy is cognitively declined. The man can't hardly remember who he is, and I don't care what they do. Even if the Democrats pulled Gavin Newsom out in the convention or whoever else, screw that too. They need to pay a price for what they've done just with letting the immigrants in here. That's the problem, and that's no problem with black folks. A lot of these black folks, a big reason why they're against them, especially in the cities, is because these immigrants in here taking the funding that they should be getting. Well, you didn't think, you know what? You fools allowed it to get to this point. Now it's time for you to get swallow your pride. The women in particular, but the men definitely. Because there's no reason why you should be voting. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right out. There's no reason for you to vote for Joe Biden. Unless you want to stay a slave-ass Negro. That's the only reason why you vote for him. I don't care. People are going to disagree. People gonna say whatever. I'm gonna tell you what, I don't give a damn. That's my position. You don't have to agree. You don't have to vote. You can vote any way you want. I can't stop it. But I'm just telling you, as a black man, we need to get done being the butt of everybody's jokes and being the fools for everybody else. Because nobody's patting us in the back. Ain't nobody caring. They don't have no problem with you helping them in their movement. At the end of the day, guess what? It never gets reciprocated. Smarten up for once. Vote your interests, black men. And don't vote because black women want you. Vote for yourself. The hell with what the black, I'm going to say it straight up. The hell with what the black women want. Vote for yourselves. They've been doing it for decades. Point blank, period. And don't let no one, Al Sharpton or any other Negro talking head on TV, shame you into doing otherwise. I'm out.